studio, and it's Medical Minds. Wherever you're watching Bethan TV from, thank you so much for loving us. Thank you for caring. Thank you for following our shows and all the discussions that we have in this talk show together with Dr. Underbert. We are talking about surrogacy once again today. Last week, for some of you who might have missed it, we had a lot to discuss, but the time wasn't enough. So we promised you that this week we shall air out everything that we didn't talk about last week. Welcome to the show. Good evening, Doctor.
Good evening, teacher.
How are you today?
I am okay.
There is a gentleman listening to you there. He's called Simon. He told me, please, Chazita, when you reach the studio, before you start, can you tell Doctor to say hello to me? He's listening and watching you live.
It's called Simon.
Simon,
Wow.
yes, from Etebe Road.
Wow. Good evening, Simon.
Yes.
This is very special to you, and thank you for being very keen with the information.
Thank you so much,
we hope
Doctor.
to connect more.
Thank
you so much.
Yes, he said that he has been following some of your guidelines and they're helping him so much.
Oh,
this is a
good.
gentleman who one time called in and was asking for guidance as far as combating masturbation was concerned.
Wow, that's great.
It's really working for him, and he's so grateful.
Amen.
Yes, he's really so grateful.
Wow, that's
Doctor,
encouraging.
welcome back. Thank you.
Thank
Let's
you.
go straight into our discussion. Last week we talked about surrogacy.
Yes.
And I'm sure we have many viewers who are listening and are watching.
Yes.
Before we go into other points,
Yes.
maybe we can review a little bit of our
what we
topics.
did.
Yes,
Oh,
what
yes.
surrogacy was.
Oh, yes, yes. Okay, yeah. So thank you, and welcome, viewers. Yes, last week we discussed surrogacy. Surrogacy, this is a very important topic to discuss. Now, surrogacy is a form of treatment arrangement we do for people who have infertility. That is, they're having challenges with conceiving, but it's one of the forms. Now, what happens in surrogacy is that instead of the woman to carry the pregnancy, we ask somebody else to carry the pregnancy. So that is basically it. Okay. So you are doing the treatment, the couple has come, they have infertility, they are having challenges with conceiving, but then for some reason the woman cannot carry the pregnancy herself. So we get another person, a third person, who is the surrogate mother to carry the pregnancy.
Thank you so much.
So that is basically what surrogacy is about.
Thank you, Doctor.
Yeah.
Mabel told me to ask you this question.
Yes.
That what could be the cost of surrogacy? She's also watching you right now live. Yes.
Yes. Yeah, thank you very much again, Mabel. Surrogacy arrangement has two parts. There's the part, because for you to do surrogacy, it must be through IVF treatment. So one, you have issues with conceiving naturally, so we first do IVF for you. And that IVF part, the treatment, in our unit costs around 14 to about 19 million, the IVF part alone. Then once that is done, we have to put the baby to grow in the surrogate mother. Now, once the surrogate mother is pregnant and is carrying the pregnancy, the cost depends on what type of arrangement it is. If the surrogate is the one which the hospital gets, that means it is the anonymous one where she doesn't get to see you, you don't get to see her. We usually keep those mothers for all the 9 months. So you have to cater for their living. So you pay a monthly fee, about around 1M to that mother. And then also on the side of the hospital, because we are looking after them, you have to pay the hospital some amount. I think it's about 1M also. So you have to prepare with about 2 to 3 per month until the surrogate mother gives birth. Yes. Then at the time of giving birth, you have to meet the cost of the delivery. Usually not much, but it's through C-section usually, and it will cost you maybe about 3 to 4 million for the C-section. And then you pay this mother a surrogate fee, an agreed amount, usually about 9 or so million. So this is the spread second part of the cost. But the initial one is the IVF. Yes. So if you look at the whole total for the entire thing together, it may look big, but the second part is paid as you go along.
As you go along.
Yeah. So if you have something like about on average about 15 million, you can be able to initiate the surrogate program.
Yes, true.
And if that is hard for you, you can bring your own surrogate mother.
Okay.
Yes.
A friend or...
Yes, somebody. And some
or
people
even a stranger. Yes,
yes. Somebody whom you can trust. We assess them. And if we find them suitable and medically fit, and then we can initiate. And so whatever you negotiate with them will be between you and them.
True.
So
your part is to only do that.
Exactly.
Yes.
We do the technical part.
Yes,
so with us, you will only incur the 15 or 16 M.
Okay.
The other one, you negotiate with them.
Thank you.
Yep.
Thank you so much, Doctor. For someone watching you there, they are wondering why they should get treated, yet it's another mother who is going to carry the baby. Let's talk briefly about that. Why would you treat me, yet it's someone else going to carry the baby?
Yes. Okay.
Mm.
Yeah. Again, that's a very good question.
Okay.
Now, as I said, surrogate program is a part of IVF treatment. Now, the primary thing is you've had issues with conceiving.
Oh, yes.
Yes, you're not able to conceive.
Yes.
Now, we need from the mother and the father, we need the eggs from the mother and the sperm from the father. From the father.
Okay.
Yes, and then we fertilize the egg with the sperm to create an embryo. Now, it is that embryo which we put in the womb of the surrogate mother to carry. Now, you need to create the embryo. So, because of that, you need to generate the eggs. To generate the
from the mother?
From the mother.
Oh,
so, to generate the eggs, you have to give treatment. So, we give some medication, which we call a stimulation program. Then we remove those eggs. So, all this is treatment on the mother, the real mother.
Okay.
Yeah. Then for the father, mainly it is providing the sperm.
Okay.
Unless if there's some other reason, for example, maybe the sperms are too few or you can't get them in the fluid, you have to extract them by some procedure from the testicles.
Okay.
And so all this is treatment to create an embryo.
Okay.
And that is what finally you put in the womb.
Thank you.
Of the surrogate.
Thank you so much. I think maybe you've got all the answers, and because you're wondering why you would get treated, yet it is another mother who is going to carry the baby. As doctor was saying, this helps to, I think, perhaps to get a clear egg so that it can be fertilized with the other sperm from your husband, then it can be transferred. Because at times some women tend to have eggs which are very far away for the sperm to reach, or maybe they have blocked tubes or anything. So I think the medics know it better. Technically, they do it scientifically, and they pick the egg wherever it could be, and they bring it to a comfortable zone where they can use it better for the fertilization to take place. Thank you so much for joining us. Today we are going to... Doctor has given us a lot of time for whoever wants to ask any question. Today we're going to open up our lines early enough so that you interact. Any medical question that you want to inquire, ask or know about, Doctor is available for you today. Doctor, let's go straight to our points. Today we're looking at surrogacy facts and myths.
Yes.
Yes, and we want to air out a few things. What is this illustration? Are these genes? Are these cells, Doctor?
So, yeah, this is...
It's an image of...
yeah, so this is an image of an egg magnified.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Now we start from there.
Yes.
Yes. Can a baby get the genes from the surrogate? Because, for example, when I'm the surrogate mother and then I'm taking care of that baby, can the baby get my genes, or completely grows only with the genes of the parents?
Yeah, that's a very good scientific question. Yeah, so in summary, the baby doesn't get the genes from the surrogate. Now, our genes are taken up from the egg and from the sperm. Now, from the woman, she contributes her genes through the eggs. From the man, he contributes his genes through the sperm. Yeah. Okay. So this basically reproduction is mixing of the genes. It's mixing of the genes. Now, when these genes are mixed at the time of fertilization, that's the creation of the baby already. Now, after that, the baby is already created, and the baby is put in the surrogate mother. And from the surrogate mother, it's like putting seed in the soil.
To grow.
To grow, yes. The seed does not, the soil does not become part of the seed. All the seed, all the plant gets from the soil
is the
food. Yeah, that is it. Needs protection, needs the food, needs the right heat. Basically, that's it, to nurture. So the baby does not get any genes from the surrogate.
Thank you, doctor.
Yep.
How about the blood? Because I'm trying to ask this because I talked to some mothers and I really think they could be interested in it, but they asked me a lot of questions.
Yeah.
That children, I feed the food,
yes,
and the baby gets it in the womb. And then the baby grows up. If I'm anemic, the baby also fails to get some blood supply from me as a mother, as a surrogate mother. So how about the blood group or some blood of mine contributing to this child's growth?
So the surrogate mother, from the biological point of view, actually the body of the surrogate mother does a lot of support to the baby.
Okay.
Yes. All the food the baby needs is from the surrogate
mother. Okay.
And the truth is, some cells, even just like how it happens in a normal pregnancy, some cells of the baby spill over into the mother's blood circulation.
Okay.
And the same thing happens in the surrogate.
Okay.
And the other way it also does happen.
Okay.
Some cells of the baby do spill over. Yeah, but the body has a way of clearing those cells so that they don't cause any significant changes in either the baby or in the mother.
Okay.
This happens. But what I want to emphasize here is the health of the surrogate mother has a lot of implication on the health of the baby. And this is the same thing that can happen in a mother who is not a surrogate mother. Yes. If a mother, you have a baby inside your womb, and this is your own baby, your health has direct impact on the health of this baby. And it's not superficial, it's now actually deep. We know it also influences the genetics, we call the epigenetic effect. It does happen. Yes, for example, if a mother who is pregnant, whether it's a surrogate mother or the mother who is carrying her own pregnancy, she's pregnant and she gets a medical condition, for example, diabetes. Yeah? She gets diabetes or she gets overweight. Now we know that this can translate into bad health in the baby. And some of these babies actually become obese in future. If the mother gets high blood pressure, we now know that the babies have a high risk of getting similar diseases in the future. Yes. So it is even becoming more critical for us who are in this aspect of treatment, that the health of the surrogate mother is very, very key. It's so key that that's why we had to take extra steps to even provide for them. We look after them, we provide accommodation, we monitor their health.
Yes, throughout.
Yeah.
Thank you, doctor. Is there any chance of this baby resembling the surrogate mother?
I like that. No, because resemblance, you are talking about the physical features. Now, you talk about the physical features. Due to those
few cells mingling in there when the baby is growing.
So our physical features and our behavior are influenced by two things. They're influenced first and foremost by our genes.
Genes, yes.
Genes, they make the blueprint.
Yes.
Genes are the ones which lay the foundation for somebody being tall or short.
Or short, or fat.
Yes, or fat. All those things.
Yes.
To have skin color which is dark or light skinned. To have a certain type of voice, certain type of behavior. The gene writes the blueprint, but the gene needs to interact with the environment, to express itself. So where does this environment come from? The environment comes from the society. The environment comes from the parents. Yes. And if a baby has the genes for growing tall and you don't provide the food for it to express itself,
yes,
the baby will remain short and is carrying the genes for tallness. Yes. So it's an interplay between these two. So I am explaining this because although the gene makes the blueprint. And I said that the genes come from the parents, not from the surrogate.
True.
Yes. But if the parents are tall, for example, and then maybe the surrogate is a bit short, and then the baby ends up being short, you know, it's not the fault of the surrogate. It's the fault of the environment. Maybe when you get your baby, you're not looking after them well. Okay. Of course, it also starts from how do you look after the surrogate as well. Because the interaction with the environment starts from inside.
Starts from inside, okay.
Starts from inside.
Okay.
You may get a baby who is obese and you're like, oh, for us we are thin, what, you know. The environment in which you nurture the baby is not very nice.
True, Doctor.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Yes.
I have a burning question from one of our listeners. Is saying that so if he wants to like have genes of tall children only, which environment should he look up to?
Yes. So as first of all, the blueprint has to be the genetics, and so you have the blueprint. Then you provide the material.
The material, this should be, the woman should also be tall?
Yes, I mean the woman or the woman who is the mother and the father of the child being tall is the genetic blueprint.
Oh, okay.
But then the environment where the baby grows must also be supporting that. So you have to make sure that you have the genes, or your partner has the genes. Yes. And then you look after the baby well. You will have a tall one.
A tall.
Yeah, you have it. Yes.
Thank you so much, Doctor. It's still Medical Minds, and we are looking at surrogacy. We are looking at facts and myths about this topic. In case you have any burning question, the numbers are running through, and we are going to open up the lines, but keep sending in the messages. And Doctor is right here today. He has given us a lot of time to answer all our questions. Someone was sending a message asking how fertilization takes place during surrogacy, but Doctor had already explained it in his voice.
Maybe we can recap.
Yes, he can still give us a recap, and you get it just in case you missed it out. Yes, you talked about the extraction. Yes, there's a list there.
So So how fertilization is done in the surrogacy program. Yes, this usually confuses people, but let me try to make it very clear. Yeah, so there's the surrogate
there's some
program.
Images there?
Oh yeah. This is nice. But it's showing artificial insemination. No, it's let's see. Yeah. So I think. Well, let me explain. This is, I think they're giving the artificial insemination. So how it's done is, let's start from what normally happens in the situation of normal, not in IVF treatment. Now, a woman provides her eggs. She ovulates.
Yes.
The man provides the sperm. Now, if these two meet at the time of ovulation, the sperm will travel and look for the egg and fertilize inside the woman. That occurs in the tube. Naturally.
Yes.
A baby is formed and goes and grows in the womb. And then later, 9 months, baby is born. Yes. Now, what happens in IVF is slightly different from this. For example, if the woman's tubes are blocked, the sperm and the egg will not be able to meet.
Sure.
Yeah, so there's a blockage.
Yes.
So what science has done is we can remove the eggs, and then we get the sperm, and we fertilize the egg with the sperm. Outside, we have the gadgets and the equipment in the lab, a specialized lab. So when the egg is fertilized, the process of fertilization results into an embryo. This is exactly like how it will be in the inside.
True.
Yeah.
True.
So after fertilization, the egg is kept for just a few days and then put in the womb. So in terms of function, we have bypassed the blocked tube. This is in IVF, in the usual IVF. Now, in surrogacy, we do fertilization the same way.
Okay.
Now, instead of putting that embryo or the egg which is fertilized back into the womb of this woman, because for some reason,
of the egg.
Of the egg.
Yes.
Because of some reason, she's not able to manage the pregnancy, her womb is not there, you know. So we have to put the womb, the fertilized egg into the womb of another woman.
Another mother. That is the surrogate. Thank you so much, doctor. That is an excellent explanation.
Yes.
Yes.
So we divert from the natural to fertilizing outside, and then we divert one step further. Instead of putting here, we now put in another one.
Go into another one.
Yes.
Thank you so much. I think you've got that explanation. We have messages coming in, doctor, but let's first ask something, talk about something small here. How about the risks of behaviors? For example, if this woman was quarrelsome and she's the surrogate mother, yes, maybe she's diabetic, or maybe she's she's this kind of very active person. Is the baby also going to inherit some behaviors? Yes.
So there are certain aspects of the surrogates, especially health, the surrogates' health, which do influence. Which do influence the life of the baby. That's for sure. These are usually health things. For example, if the surrogate drinks alcohol,
I drank
yes, if she drinks alcohol, and during this time, when she's pregnant, she also is drinking, the effects of alcohol can go to the baby.
That is the environment you were talking about.
The environment,
Very good. Yes.
Yeah. Or if the surrogate is having another illness like diabetes, or she for some reason gains a lot of weight, yes, we now know that can affect the baby as well.
Okay.
But apart from that, anything which is genetically controlled cannot be transmitted into the baby. Okay. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yes.
How about single fathers and mothers? For example, if I'm single and I want to do that, is it acceptable?
Thank God I know you're not single. Well, you know, these things we have to practice in the context of the society. You know, the Bible is clear on that. Yes, I'm free to do anything, but not everything is beneficial. Yes, so we have to listen to the laws of the country. The laws of the country do not permit becoming a parent by choice as a single parent. The laws are, if I can summarize, I'm not a lawyer, but for example, the law does not permit single parenthood, for example, for lesbians or for, yes, all those form of what our culture accepts. We don't.
We don't accept it
so
medically.
If a woman shows up and says, you know what, I want to get out my eggs, fertilize it with whichever sperm you have in the sperm bank, and then put it in the womb of a surrogate. I mean, that will not be permissible. That will not be permissible by law, and I think by morals, it won't be acceptable, at least for us here in Africa and in Uganda especially. Okay,
we accept it or not. Doctor, what if a mother is, for example, she's overaged, about 45?
Yes.
She's infertile. She does not have the ability to produce eggs. Yes. And here she's in need of IVF treatment to conceive, or maybe through surrogacy. How best do you help such a mother?
Yeah, so now in this matter, I think the issue we'll have to find out is, can she carry her own pregnancy? That will be the thing. Because if she's already having the inability, she's not able to produce her own eggs, that means now you need donor eggs. Oh, yes, now you need donor eggs. Donor eggs. Now, in such a case, you would prefer that she carries the pregnancy, because at least that creates an opportunity for attachment. The bond. And, yes, the bond, and for her to participate in the upbringing of in the process of having the baby. But of course, there are some people, they have for some reason, they have lost their uterus, and now they are of age, so they are not having eggs, and those do happen. Yeah, in such cases, you have no choice but to use donor eggs, and then you need to use a surrogate as well for them to have a baby. Now, this is scientifically possible, and if you look at the social situation, you know, our marriages get blended by children. True. And if such a couple approaches you, to deny them the opportunity to have this treatment will be quite unfair. True. Yeah. But we are waiting for the legal pronunciations. In some countries, they don't allow this. They will not allow this. But I think they are not fair enough.
True.
They are not fair. In our situation, I hope such a thing will be allowed, because as long as you allow adoption,
yes,
this is almost similar. But in this case, it's better because the man's sperms will be used.
Okay.
Yeah.
Through the donor's
egg.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Doctor. It's still Medical Minds, and we're talking about surrogacy. It's a very interesting topic that we had to carry on up to today so that we can finish everything that we didn't talk about. We're going to have a very short break, please. That brief break. It's still Medical Minds, and it's Bethan TV. You can always follow us on our social media platforms, Bethan TV Uganda, Facebook, and X Twitter, and YouTube, and you get all these programs that keep airing here. We are looking at surrogacy. Before we went for the break, Doctor was telling us about how possible it is for a mother who is infertile to be helped out through surrogacy. And he said sometimes the mothers, unless it is confirmed that the mother is unable to have her own egg, that is when maybe we can get a donor egg, and then the man can be able to provide the sperm for fertilization. But in most cases, he said that it is only done when maybe someone at least has a partner, not when you're single. Parenthood, getting such services is good, not out of just a choice as a woman. It's at least good when you're medically proven that you are unable to have your own child, yet you really need it. So this is what we're still talking about, Doctor. In case a mother is a surrogate, can they breastfeed that baby, or they're not allowed?
No, they shouldn't be allowed to breastfeed, because if the breastfeeding is another stage and form of attachment. If
the baby and the mother breastfeeding.
Yes. So in the arrangement, one of the arrangements of the surrogate treatment is the anonymous surrogate program. Yeah. So in this anonymous surrogate program, we want to protect the surrogate, but also we don't want them to have continuous link. So we give the baby over to the parents, and it is the mother to breastfeed. Okay. So we don't allow the surrogate to breastfeed.
Thank you, Doctor. Do these surrogates get paid in case they have a miscarriage before the baby is out?
Before the baby is born. Yeah. So the part of the IVF, by the time a surrogate is pregnant, already the IVF part has already been met in terms of finances. But then thereafter, the other payments are monthly. The payments are monthly. And in that time, it will depend on how long the pregnancy goes. So in that time, when she's still pregnant, she will get payments. Yes, but in case the pregnancy comes out earlier, then she will not get the final payment.
Thank you so much, Doctor. There is a mother who sent me a message here that, Teacher Zita, can you kindly ask Doctor to explain to us? Unfortunately, we have a caller, but the message is here. Good evening, Bethan TV. Hello.
Yes, how are you, dear?
I'm fine, thank you. How are you?
Are the children, after giving birth, are the children growing no more?
During surrogacy?
Like the natural birth we are giving. Yes.
Thank you so much for calling.
Are you sure? Bye.
Okay, thank you. Bye-bye. She's asking that does the child grows normally like other children who are born naturally? Yes, after surrogacy. If the child has already been.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, so I think that's a very good question, I must say. Yeah, the answer is yes. Now, these babies born through surrogate arrangement, they are completely normal, like any other baby.
Yes.
They are normal, and the science of the treatment does not change anything in the babies.
Okay.
And so, this arrangement of treatment, either surrogacy or the real IVF, this is treatment which started way back, and the first successful IVF was done in 1978. And records have been kept, and all the evidence is that now there is no difference between the natural conception in terms of the outcome of the baby.
Thank
so
you.
I can confidently say that it's okay. There's no problem.
Thank you, Doctor. Back to this mother. She's saying kindly, good evening, Chazita. Can you kindly request the doctor to explain to me the meaning of known and unknown surrogacy?
Yes, good. That's a nice question.
We already have another call on the line. Sorry. Good evening, Bethan TV.
Good evening. This is Josephine speaking.
Josephine, where are you calling from?
I'm calling from Entebbe.
Yes, Josephine, go on with your question.
Yes, I'm kindly inquiring, doctor, if after surrogacy, how I'm giving birth, who breastfeeds the child then, and how is it done?
Thank you so much, Josephine. Yes, we talked about this last week.
Yeah.
Thank God she has brought it. She's saying if the child is born, who breastfeeds the baby and how is it done?
Oh yes, okay, yeah. Yeah, that's Josephine.
Josephine from
Entebbe. Yes, okay. Yeah, so yes, Josephine, this is a very nice question. And actually we discuss it very often with the people who come for surrogate arrangement. Yes, in a surrogate arrangement, you as the biological mother, you can be helped to breastfeed your own baby.
Are there ways that you ignite the breast milk?
Yes, we have treatment to support you. When the pregnancy is left maybe about three months or about 2 months to the time of delivery, we put you on some medications because we now know the science behind the breast milk coming. And it's easy.
Okay.
Yeah, so you will be able to breastfeed your baby.
So you treat this mother and she start preparing the breast milk.
Exactly,
to feed
and
the
it
baby.
is normal.
Thank you so
see,
much.
It's not very magical because if you recall very well, earlier on, before our scientific minds got corrupted by the outside knowledge, we used to have grandparents who would breastfeed babies in case the mother passes on during the time of giving birth.
Yes.
And that used to happen. And they will breastfeed very well.
Okay.
And they had a lot of success.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Josephine, I think you've got the answer. We have another call online. Good evening.
Hello.
Hello.
Yes, kindly, yes, I can hear you.
What's your name?
Yes, I'm kindly asking the doctor. So may know the meaning of PID.
The meaning of?
PID.
We didn't get that word well, my dear. Can you repeat it a little more?
PID.
PID. Oh,
PIV.
PID.
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 Thank you so much. Though I didn't get your name, what's your name? Proceed.
Yes.
Okay, thank you so much. I didn't get your name very well. PID.
Yes, she says it's called Prosi.
Prosi, okay,
Yeah,
okay,
yeah,
Prosi.
Prosi, yeah.
I think I had something like that, though she wasn't so clear.
Yes. So PID is an abbreviation. PID. P is for pelvic, I is for inflammatory disease. This is in the field of gynecology. This is what it means commonly. PID. Yes. But in some other field, for example, in orthopedics, it means something. It's prolapsed intervertebral disc. That's where you get the bones of the backbone, pieces of those bones, they slide out of space. That is prolapse intervertebral disc. So if it is in the field of gynecology, they are referring to pelvic inflammatory disease.
And what is that?
It's an infection.
Oh.
It's an infection of the pelvic organs around the womb, around the uterus, around
caused
the
tube.
by birth? No, usually it's an infection. It's a germ.
Oh, it's a germ.
Yes. So what happens is the germs go in. We usually talk about gonorrhea, chlamydia, the others. These are germs, bacteria, the mycoplasma. They go in through the genital system. Usually they are sexually transmitted. They go inside, and then the body tries to fight. So as the body fights, there is inflammation. That's what we call pelvic inflammatory disease. These bacteria usually get treated very easily. Even the body can overcome them. But the problem is the inflammatory reaction of the body causes a lot of scarring inside. And that scarring can distort things like the tubes and sometimes can cause severe pain. Yeah, so you find it becomes chronic as well. Yeah, so pelvic inflammatory disease.
Thank you, doctor. Yes, we have another call online. We are going to get to you, Mabel. Don't worry. Yes, good evening, MedicalMinds.
Good evening to you, Dr. Zita.
How are you?
Joan from Mukono.
Joan.
From Mukono.
Joan. Yes, Joan.
Yes, I'm inquiring.
Yes, please.
I've been 4 years in marriage and failed to conceive.
Okay.
But I've done all the tests that we are recommended.
Okay.
So what could be the issue?
Sorry about that. Joan, please keep on there. Doctor is going to answer you immediately. This is Joan from Mukono. She has been married
for 4 years.
4 years.
And
she has failed to conceive. She has done all the tests and she can't be ruling out any cause.
All the
what
tests
could
are
it
normal.
be?
Oh yeah, so usually when a couple fails to conceive in a period of like 1 year or more, that is considered as a problem of infertility. Now, what should be done is investigations should be done. The cause of that should be found out. Now, what are the common things we do? We test the tubes, so we need to do some tests on the tubes. We test the womb to check if the womb is okay, and we check if the person is ovulating with the hormone tests, and then the man, we check if the man's sperms are okay. Yes, the couple. Yeah. So when all those 4 things are verified from the test and they are found to be normal, that's when they say the condition is unexplained. So that's such a, and in our population, we have about 2 out of 10 of the couple who have problem with conceiving, and you've done all the tests and you can't explain. Now, this doesn't mean there is no problem. This just means that with the regular tests which we use, there is no problem found. Yes, sometimes even additional tests we may not find any problem. But the good news is that if you are put on proper treatment protocol, chances are very high that you will conceive in the next few months.
Okay.
Yeah, so take heart, but first step is to make sure that
they rule out the cause.
They rule out a tubal issue. They rule out any problem in the womb. They rule out any problem with eggs, with the hormones, and then they rule out any problem with the sperms.
Thank you.
Yes, then you can be helped.
Doctor.
Yeah.
Thank you, Joan. I think you've got the necessary answers. Another caller line. Good evening, Bethan TV. Hello, caller.
Good evening, doctor. Hello, good evening, doctor.
Good evening. Maybe the TV set.
I'm called Kakikunda from Mustawa.
Your call, kindly lower down the volume of your TV or switch it off. There's a lot of...
I'm called Isaac Nakawa.
Isaac?
Iguna from Nakawa.
Yes, Isaac.
My wife was getting pregnancy for 3 times and they have all come out.
Sorry.
Which one they come out and I don't expect.
So sorry about that, Isaac.
Yes. They reach only 1 month, some days and they come. Like that.
Sorry about that, Isaac. Thank you for watching Bethan TV. Let's hear from Doctor.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Yeah. Isaac, we are so sorry about that, Isaac. There is nothing that really that belittles a man than losing, pregnancies time and again. Yeah. He's saying when the wife conceives, she loses the pregnancy between the first,
before it goes beyond 1 month.
Yes, before it goes between 1, and it has happened 3 times. Yeah. What could it be?
Yeah, so the condition which he's describing is called recurrent pregnancy loss.
Recurrent pregnancy loss, yes.
Any pregnancy loss beyond two times now is described as recurrent, and recurrent or repeated pregnancy loss, and it doesn't matter whether one follows the other now. And so this is it does occur. It's actually common, yes. And first thing is to find out what it could be, because the causes are different. Sometimes the problem is in the genes. So you have genetic issues and it shows out as a pregnancy loss. And some of these genetic issues can be found out when the pregnancy products are analyzed in the lab at the genetic level. But also sometimes the problem is a health issue in the mother, for example, blood clots.
True.
Yes.
True.
So
True.
the risk of forming blood clots, there are some people who have diseases. We call them antiphospholipid syndrome. Those have to be evaluated. So the woman has to be evaluated for that. A few cases can be attributed to infections. These are not so common. Things like syphilis and toxoplasmosis, those infections which may affect the pregnancy. So she needs to be evaluated for that. Yes.
Thank you so much, Dr.
Yes.
Isaac, I think you've got the explanation very well. Before we leave, we have another caller. We have questions coming in. Good evening, Bethan TV.
Hello.
Hello, how are you?
Good evening to you.
Good evening, how are you? Who is calling?
I'm called Ojok.
Yes, Ojok.
For me, I have a problem.
Please go on.
I previously had children who are very old,
Okay.
but then I got married again to another lady after losing the other old woman. But the wife also had some other children, but we have failed to conceive now. It is about 4 years.
Sorry.
What could be the problem?
Sorry about that, Ojok. Let doctor answer you back.
Yeah,
Okay.
so-
Yes.
Yes.
He has been married previously. He divorced. Then also the
I think
mother.
he lost the other wife.
He lost the wife.
Yes, sorry
Okay.
for that. The
Sorry
first wife
for
he
the
lost.
loss.
And then he remarried, and he's 4 years into the new marriage, and the pregnancy
They're
is not
failing to
coming.
conceive.
Yeah, so yes, if it's 4 years, that's a lot of time. Anything beyond 1 year has to be investigated. I don't know if he has done efforts to find out about 4 things, really. It comes back to that to start with. The wife, her tubes okay? Is he having eggs? How old is he?
How old the age also
How
matters.
old she is. So is he getting her periods normally? But we need to confirm with the hormones to see if she's ovulating very well.
Okay.
And then her womb has to be assessed. But also on his side, the sperms have to be assessed as well. So these 4 tests have to be done to find out exactly what is happening to you as a couple. Yeah, and they must be done so that you are able to be helped for the next steps. But
Thank you.
there are solutions. Don't
you.
lose hope.
Thank you.
Yep.
Don't lose hope, Ojok, just like doctor is saying. You need to rule out the cause so that you can start from there. We have another call on the line. Good evening, Bethan TV. Hello.
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 Good evening.
Good evening to you. How are you?
I'm fine.
Who is calling?
This is Betty from Buziga.
This is
Betty from Buziga.
Betty. Nice to hear from you. Please go on with
Thank-
your question.
Oh, I wanted to ask.
Yes.
I've been following your show.
Thank you.
I was asking about the mother. What happens to the mother, the one who gives birth, the surrogate mother? What happens to her? Because I know when she gives birth, the milk still goes. Do you give medicine for that?
Thank you so much, Betty. Doctor has got you well.
Okay.
Oh, yes, yes. As
Yeah.
she was saying, does the milk go
that's-
back? Do you give some treatment?
Yes, I think Betty is a very intelligent person, and she's really following the science very closely. Yeah, the truth is with pregnancy, the pregnancy, apart from growing, it also prepares the body of the person who is carrying the pregnancy for breastfeeding. That's the
True.
natural arrangement.
True.
So the breasts prepare and the milk starts flowing as soon as the baby is delivered. And that happens for sure for also the surrogate. If nothing is done, she will continue to leak milk, and it will be very inconveniencing,
Oh,
and it can
dear.
be painful. So luckily we know the science behind all these things, and we have medicine for that.
And then you treat the mother, she
Yes,
gets better.
oh yeah.
Thank you so
very
much.
effective medicine you give the surrogate mothers, you will not even have the pain.
The milk will dry
The
away.
milk will dry up.
Thank you.
Yep.
Back to Mabel's question. She's still waiting for our answer. Known and unknown surrogates. That's why we stopped here.
Oh,
Then we
yes.
got in medical.
Very
Yes.
good. So, yes, I remember we had a small illustration. Probably we can refer to that. The anonymous and the non-surrogate arrangement.
Oh, yes?
Yes, so this is the... So, as we said, in a surrogate program, there's a woman who is supposed to be the mother, the biological mother, and there's a man who is supposed to be the biological father.
Yes, yes.
For some reason, the woman is not able to carry the pregnancy. Either maybe she lost her womb, or she has a medical condition which will not allow her to carry the pregnancy.
True.
So in that case, we get another woman to carry for her the pregnancy. So in the non-surrogate arrangement, known as is KNOWN, knowing, yes, it is known.
Yes.
These two parties meet. The parents and the surrogate mother, they do meet.
In most cases, could the mother have chosen the surrogate mother or?
So in this case, now how this is arranged varies from place to place. Now for our case here, because we have another form of surrogate arrangement, in this case we encourage them to bring the surrogate mother. So they can get a friend or they can get maybe a relative whom they bring and we assess. And if we find that that person is suitable, yes, if we find that person is suitable, then the person can be used as a surrogate. They get to know each other.
They get to know each other.
The two parties get to know.
Yes, they know what is happening with her, how much she's going through, the treatments, antenatal care now. Thank you so much,
They can even be staying with them. They can bring, they can take home, you know, this type of arrangement.
They relate.
Yes, they relate.
Thank you so much.
This is known. Then the anonymous one.
Yes.
The anonymous one, the couple and the surrogate mother don't get to
know each other.
Yes, they don't get to meet. This is the anonymous one. Yes.
What could be the reason behind that?
So each of these arrangements has its advantages, disadvantages, and reasons for. For example, for the anonymous, as you can imagine, the hospital is in between here. This hospital is responsible for this side and for this. And these are the commonest we do.
So the hospital bridges that gap between the two people.
For our case, we do keep these mothers.
Okay.
We accommodate them, we feed them, we take care of them.
They are just basically under your care.
Exactly, for all the 9 months until the baby is born. And any checkup related to the baby or which may affect the baby, all the results must be shared with this. Okay. It's a form of preparing them, and also it's a form of comforting the parents as well.
Thank you.
So the only challenge is this arrangement is expensive. Most people would prefer this because then you don't have, if your surrogate mother is a PK1, you know people are human beings are human beings. Somebody can reach in the middle and wants to change the terms.
So that's my baby.
Yeah, or yes, but commonly they would say that now you have been paying me 1.5 M. I want 5 million per month.
Okay.
But I have your baby.
Oh, imagine.
Yes, you don't
they raise
pay
the
me.
terms.
Yes, you don't pay me.
The baby is mine.
Yeah.
Okay.
So to avoid that, the hospital is an intermediate between them.
Thank you.
Yeah, so somehow we come up with an average cost, and so it's a bit costly because you have to meet the costs of keeping the surrogate, and you have to do them upkeep.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you so much, Doctor.
Yes.
Mabel, I think you've got the explanation very, very well. Let's go to our messages, Doctor. We have a few minutes to run the show off.
It is finishing.
We have another caller. Can we read these messages? Good evening, caller. Hello.
Good evening.
How are you?
I'm okay. Thank you for the show.
You're welcome. Thank you so much. You're welcome. Who is calling?
This is Mirembe from Kira.
Nya?
Mirembe.
Mirembe, how are you? Go on with your question.
I'm okay.
Okay.
My question is not related to the feed, but it's about the blocked tube.
It's okay, go on.
if a test or procedure is done and I find out that my tubes are blocked, what treatment does the hospital provide for me to be able to conceive? And how long does it really take? Thank you.
Thank you so much, Birembe, for your question. Yes, she's asking in case she has blocked tubes.
Yes.
Yes, what treatment can the hospital provide? Yes. Yes.
She's called Mirembe. Yeah, so blocked tubes are some of the commonest causes of fertility problems in our population. Now, when the tube is confirmed to be blocked, the first thing is there are a number of options for treatment, but we need to determine two things: the extent of the blockage and the site of the blockage. And the doctor has to judge based on that, can it be corrected as a form of treatment? Can we correct the blockage? Is it in both sides or one side? Can we correct it?
Sure.
Or if it's not correctable, then you have to bypass the function of the tube. That's when you go for IVF. So for your case, this is called Rachel. For your case, those facts, Mirembe, those facts have to be established. Whether both tubes are blocked or one tube, and if they are blocked, what is the blocked? What is the extent of the blockage? What is the site? And then, because we know things like IVF, they are effective, but they are usually more expensive. So you want to go conservative. But also we have to look at your age as well, because the age affects the quality of the eggs. And so in that case, we need to see which is the best option for you. But otherwise, they can be corrected. Different methods of correction are available, or you can undergo IVF.
Thank you so much, Doctor. Yeah. We have one caller calling in. Good evening, Bethan TV.
Hello.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening, how are you? This is Helen.
Helen, where are you calling from? Okay.
First, I would like to apologize. I missed the first episode of the show, but I would like to know what does it take for someone to become a surrogate?
To become?
A surrogate. What does it take for someone to become a surrogate?
Okay.
And what are the procedures and who is eligible?
Thank you so much, Helen.
You're welcome.
Okay, yes, I think she joined in late, but it's very interesting. Yes, you can give her at least the answers. Yes. Before you answer, Doctor, we have many calls, but I promise you, Richard, you sent in your message. Diana, you sent in your message. John Bosco, we have Rukuno Grace, we have Constance from Ginger, Josephine. All these messages, we promise you, as Bethany team, will be the first thing that we shall address next Sunday before we start our topic. So please be rest assured, we've not neglected you. It's just that we are running out of time, but Doctor is here and is promising us next week. These are the first things that is going to air out before we run the show. You can get back now to Helen. Yes.
She's asking who is eligible to become a surrogate.
Yes.
Yeah, that's a very good question. I will answer it very quickly. Any woman can become a surrogate as long as she's in a good state of health. Okay. Yes. For example, in terms of age, the lady should be between 20 to 30 years of age because we don't want her to get complications in pregnancy. True. Yes. She should not have any other medical illnesses, for example, HIV or heart condition, which will jeopardize her taking the thing. Yes, so any lady who is fit can act as a surrogate mother.
Okay. Yep. Thank you so much, Doctor. This has brought us to the end of the show, and we've been looking at surrogacy. We really thank you for following us and giving in your calls, giving in your views, and sharing with us different experiences that you're going through. It gives us more morale to continue running this show. We are really time bad. We are going to end up the show here by requesting Doctor to give us his last remarks as we close up.
Yes. Again, thank you so much for the viewers for following this up. And I just want to say that surrogate arrangement is okay. There's no problem with it. Many people have benefited from this, and I think many more will benefit from it. So let's approach it with open mind and support the surrogates. Let's not discriminate against them. They are doing a lot of noble job.
Thank you so much, Doctor. The last one, as we clear up, facts and myth. The last one, yes, facts and myth. So all those who have maybe could have missed out something, listen to this carefully. We had it last week. We are repeating it again. Facts or myth. Once you become a surrogate mother, you can never conceive normally. Truth or false?
False.
False, Doctor. Thank you. Surrogates have legal rights towards the baby.
In our country, no.
It is not. And then a surrogate should be a complete stranger, someone that you don't know.
For the anonymous, yes.
Okay.
For the non-surrogates, they can be somebody you know.
Thank you so much. This has brought us to the end of Medical Mind, and we'll be looking at surrogacy together with Dr. Underbutt. See you next week. Sleep well. Tomorrow is Monday.